So you're up in
Indianapolis, yep.
Indianapolis, like in the city, or are you guys outside
Northwest Indianapolis? So
Northwest.
Yeah.
I've been up there for Heritage Group.
Yeah.
Is up there.
My so her dad works for the Heritage Group in IT. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh wow. So he works at maybe the big fancy building.
Yep. Right off the interstate there. Yep.
No kidding. I've probably seen your dad there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. No kidding. How about it? It's a nice place, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk in there, you're like,
yeah.
All right. You walk in and they have like a whole museum. And the coolest thing in the museum is the core section of the Indianapolis Speedway. And you can see the different asphalt layers, and then it goes to brick. And you're like, wow, that is amazing. How many different layers there are, how long it's been there.
Yep. Have you ever been to the track?
I've never been to the track.
Dude, it's cool.
I've heard it's cool.
You got to go to the 500 sometime.
I have, and I'll probably get egged for saying this. I have zero interest in NASCAR, but that is one race I would love to go to. Just the spectacle of it.
Yep.
Like it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the races.
And everybody and their brother comes to it, man. Like people from all over.
So it's as big of a deal as they make it out to be.
Yeah, right?
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Where's the racetrack at?
Speedway, ironically enough. Yep.
Speedway. Yeah.
But it's I don't know, 15 minutes west of Indianapolis, like downtown. So it's still inside the airport? The circle. Kinda. Yeah. I mean, it's probably 10 minutes from the airport. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not too far.
What time of year is that at?
May.
Yep. So that's that's a really good time of year. Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes they have like here in Nashville they have the race and it's like July.
Yep.
And I just wonder, I'm like, who the hell? Who wants to stand outside all day in July?
Yeah,
like
sweating.
What a terrible time of year. But May, Indy, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'll come up there one day.
Y'all too. Holler at me.
I know. I have all these sporting events on my list, and then life happens. Maybe next year. I've done that repeatedly for a lot of different things. The one race I'm kicking myself about that I didn't go to was the Austin Grand Prix, Formula One. I was living in Houston. Austin's
not too far. Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going to go. I was looking up tickets. I'm just going to go to the Grand Prix this weekend. But I came up with some dumb excuse. I'm busy or something like that. Now I'm like,
something came up.
I should have just went, you dummy.
Austin's a cool place. We didn't even know like Austin was a real, I mean, she did. Her aunt and uncle lived there, but we took a road trip. It was in 2020 and you couldn't go nowhere. So we drove. We drove from Indianapolis and our goal was to go to Texas, see a few cities in Texas, and then drive up to Colorado because we really never been there and we wanted to go.
Sure.
And so we hit Houston.
Texas is not close to Colorado.
No. Yeah. No. Hold on. The story gets better. So we hit Houston, we hit Austin, and then San Antonio. And they were like, well, let's just drive west. So we made it all the way to Las Vegas.
Wow.
Then we went up through Salt Lake City and then eventually over to Denver. So
did you do San Antonio to Vegas in one drive?
No. So we drove to El Paso because a buddy of mine lived in El Paso. We stayed a night there. And then we drove up and stayed the night in the Grand Canyon up by Flagstaff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then
made a little trip of it.
Yep.
I'm going to say that when I quit my job, my last job, I was in Houston and I moved to back to Arizona. And so I think I quit on Tuesday, packed up my shit on Friday and said, I'm done Friday. Like I'm so sorry, but I'm just done. I just need to
go.
Yeah, I need to go. I don't know if this is the right or wrong thing to do, but I'm out. And I moved back to Arizona, broke my lease, packed all my shit up, and then I drove. I wanted to get out of Houston so bad that I left at like, I don't know, it was like Friday afternoon, and I just drove to Arizona. Yeah, it was like 15 hours or 16 hours, whatever it was. I just drove overnight and got in at 5 a.m. or whatever it was, or 4. It might have been like 4 a.m. And I get to my dad's house. It might have even been a little earlier because he's up pretty early. But I get to my dad's house. I can't get into his house.
Oh no!
And I'm just like, so I just sleep in my car in his driveway until he on my window.
Wake up, bud.
Yeah. I don't even know if I told him I was coming that day. But yep, there I was.
Gosh, that's funny.
Officially a business owner.
Man, so on that road trip, we we had the business, and we started in December 2019. I was still working for another company.
Okay.
And
you started a few months before the world shut down.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're working.
Yeah. It was weird. Will Schuler said that it really never played a factor on us.
You're up right by him.
Yep, I know. Will. Yeah. But it didn't, man. Like, we just kept on going, and it was fine. I mean, obviously you had the weird stuff going on where you can't go into places or whatever, but it didn't affect us at all. But back to the road trip story. So that was in like June or July of 2020. And I had gotten like a few small jobs. I was still working for the other company. And then I got notice of a pretty, well, I mean, it wasn't huge. It was like $25,000 job. It was a small little job inside of a neighborhood. And then another like pool demo job. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to quit my job. As soon as I got back, put my 2 weeks in, and then started. And
when you were on the road trip?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I got word of the jobs that I won the bid. And then when I got back, put my 2 weeks in, started.
So you were working for
another civil company. Yep.
Civil company. Was it big or small?
They had I think I had like 70 employees in. They have like 100 now or so.
Okay,
so not too
mid-size.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you were doing that, but then you were bidding work on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Were you doing work on the side?
Yeah, I mean, it was just little stuff like grading yards. I put a drain in for the town. I mean, it wasn't really anything. And then I got those two, and I'm like, let's just go. Let's just do it. We don't have kids then, it's like, let's go. So made the jump, and here we are, 2.5 years later.
How about it?
Yep.
So you went home, you put in your 2 weeks,
mm-hmm.
and then, what's your background?
Okay, so sales, actually. I worked for a company called Discount Tire. I was a manager for Discount Tire. Yep, sold tires. I can tell you anything about, you want to know about tires.
I'm from Scottsdale.
Yep, so you know about that out there.
Home of Discount Tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have a sales background with them. I learned really a lot of good core values from them as far as like leadership, management, sales, treating your customer right. I mean, if you screw somebody, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. So worked for them out of high school.
Unless you're the federal government.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But worked for them out of high school, and then I just got tired of it. I wanted to do something different. And then I kind of job hopped for a little bit, and then I found the company that I used to work for. They were hiring for actually it was a haul truck driver.
Nice.
And that's where I was originally going to go. And so I took the job, and then the first day on job site, one of the pipe foreman came over and was like, I want that guy. I don't know why. He just was like, I want him. And I went over and started being a top man for a pipe crew. And within, 8 months or so, I was learning how to lay pipe, figuring it all out. And I knew that I wanted to do leadership. I knew that I was capable of it. And I knew that I could lead people, even though that I didn't have as much. Man, I didn't even know what an excavator was.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I just learned and just, worked my ass off and finally got into some management. And then after that, quit, started my job or my business.
How did you grow up? Did you grow up around work? Or construction?
Not really, man. No.
Really?
No, not at all. I'm a golfer, so my first job was at a golf course.
Construction.
Yeah.
Oh, but working at a golf course sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was hard, but I always knew that I was a hard worker, and I was willing to, put my head down and sweat.
Sure.
So, but no, past that, I didn't have really any kind of interest in construction, but that's where we ended up.
How'd you find the construction company?
It was LinkedIn or Indeed or something like that. I was just hiring
online.
So what it was is one of my wife's friends' brothers, uncle, or cousin, something, I don't know, worked for Milestone, which is a big road company up there.
Heritage, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yep. And he was making good money, and I was like, oh man, you can make some good money in construction. Yeah, it's gonna be long hours and stuff, but I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so I applied around to places. Nobody really wanted to give me the time of day because then I guess kind of the need for employees was not near as what it is now. They wanted somebody that come in and know what they're doing, but they needed a hand, and it was originally to be a haul truck driver, but ended up on a pipe crew. So
So you were never a haul truck driver?
Nope.
Have you ever driven a haul truck?
Yeah, sometime, time to time. But
there you go.
Nope, not. I learned pipe real well and love pipe. Love me some deep sanitary.
Yeah.
Dirt, not so much. I really don't have a whole lot of dirt experience. I got guys that are pretty good on a dozer, but I it's a washboard with me. Sure. And without GPS, it's hard.
Yeah. I half the time forget to pick up the ripper.
Yeah.
So I'm even worse. The pipe, that's how I started too. It was just the guy up top, and like you said, you didn't know what an excavator was. I didn't have a pair of pants. I had to go buy a pair of pants because I grew up in Arizona. You don't need pants.
Yep.
So I had to go. I remember going into Target and buying some jeans. My first pair of jeans ever. To go work in construction. So I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I think construction workers wear jeans. So
I think that's what I'm supposed to wear.
I think so. Like, they don't tell you, here's your uniform. Here's what you need to wear day one. It's like, you better show up looking the part.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything, but I just fell in love with working on pipe crew.
Yep.
It's so much fun. I mean,
it is
like dirt's dirt. It's awesome.
Yep.
Badass, big machines, hogging. It's awesome to watch. But if I were to go back into construction and work on a crew, pipe crew, 10 out of 10 times.
Yep, absolutely. There's something about, going 25, 30 foot down, tying into a manhole with some sanitary and water's rushing in.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dirt was like out there with you, but Indiana is pretty giant. And
Arizona's beautiful.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. So we're benching down 15. Now, granted, this is with the company I started with, but benching down like 10 feet. We got a 349, like just pegged.
Yeah.
And water's coming in. And it's the rush of it. And it's so much fun.
Sure.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. It's going back to the tire stuff. You said you learned leadership, that kind of stuff. Like, how did they teach you all that?
So
what did you learn?
Bruce Hawley, it was the founder of Discount Tire. He's since passed away a few years ago, but he really kind of strived on like doing the right thing and integrity, and really just giving his employees the ability to take care of their people. So they taught me that. They were like, I don't care if you're selling the cheapest tire, if you're selling the most expensive tire, you take care of that customer and their needs. And see, we didn't make commissions. That was another big thing. Like, so I had free reign to go just sell and take care of the people. And that's really kind of what taught me and gave me the lesson of, you do good unto others, good stuff will come back.
Sure.
So,
that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that foundation, but when you started on pipe crew, it was labor.
Yep. Yeah.
What, so you essentially, you were in sales. A lot of people would look at going from sales to being a laborer as taking like 3 steps back.
Yep.
I wouldn't even say a step back, a few steps back. How did you get your head around that one?
So I obviously took a pay cut when I went into it.
Sure.
And, but I was like, I want to be out. I want to be outside, and I don't want to be at a desk. I don't want to be inside of a building, whatever it is, or for the most part, at least, you know what I mean? And it's like, I want to try something new, and I really want to just, work my ass off and show that, I can make this a career. And then that's basically what I did. And man, I was going to say something. I just lost my train of thought. It's weird how that happens.
Maybe we'll find it.
Yeah.
Again. It's such a good feeling to just get to the end of the day, just be exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I think part of it's, I just get lucky, but I think part of it too is I sleep really well, really well. Cause I just get to the end of the day. I'm
tired.
Toast, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't work on a pipe crew anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But travel takes it out.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Kicks the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And then I work out every day.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's just every day I just kind of wring the rag out, as I think David Goggins says.
Yeah.
And once I get into bed, drop, I'm just like, oh, this is
snoozing.
I'm done for the night. Done.
Yeah.
I sleep so well.
That's good, man.
But it's such a good feeling to just give it all you got all day.
Yep.
And then I don't know, you get home, like, you're not stressed out.
No.
Like, you're not worked up.
Nope.
You're just
chill.
Yeah. Yep. You're chilling, man.
Everything's good. We need a lot more people like that, man. We need a lot more guys that are willing to just go out and give it 110. But I think you instill that in a lot of your guys. Like, if you have that trait as a owner or a boss or whatever it may be, and, you say, hey guys, look, I need you to not think about this as growing what would be my business, but growing a business for us, because you guys grow, or if the company grows, you grow. Mm-hmm. And, and it stands out if you do come out and really work your tail off. So,
yeah. Well, I feel like I just talked about this, as a person working at a company, if you give it everything you got and treat it like your business, you're either going to go really far at that company, mm-hmm. or that company's going to screw you. It is what it is.
Yep.
But instead of just, I'm going to screw them back, you're like, nope.
I'm going to go on to the next company.
Exactly. Now I have all of these really valuable skills. Yep. I know my value, my worth, because I've put in the work. I can look myself in the mirror and say, yeah, I've done it.
Yep.
I can go on to the next company and hopefully find the right person.
Yep.
And make a damn good life. Mm-hmm. But the victim mentality does people know good.
You got to weed that out.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to weed that out.
You're the only person that loses with that mentality.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So how long were you in construction for? Like working at the other company?
It was less than 2 years, man. It was like maybe 18 months or so. So was kind of funny, but not funny. My foreman at the time, real good friend of mine, still a real good friend of mine. And we were carrying a piece of C900, and it was a cut piece of like 10-inch C900 across the yard or whatever. And it was raining. We shouldn't have probably been doing this. We should have just went and got a loader or something. Yeah. But
the loader probably sitting right there, and you're like, fuck it.
Yeah. But it slipped out of my hand, and like it fell out of my hand, fell on the ground, and then it caused it to fall out of his hand, fell on his foot, and broke it. Yeah. So, and he's my foreman at the time, and so and this is like November. So it was like, you broke your foot at the right time. You could go sit in the office. But I stepped up. Like I stepped up a lot, and I was like, hey, I want the leadership role. I can do this. Like you surround me with the guys that know more than me, and I'll make sure we make production.
So and it wasn't just a hit job?
Yeah, no kidding.
You didn't drop the pipe on accident? Like, let me take this guy out.
Yeah, no. But it unfortunately, but fortunately opened up some opportunities for me. They saw my growth, quickly became a foreman. And then, probably 6 months after that, I was like, nope, deuces.
But you had to ask for it. Yeah. I think that's a big piece that a lot of people miss is they don't ask for it.
Nope. So it's just going to get given to them.
Exactly. Yep. They think that someone's just going to appear, like the owner of the company is just going to appear with a fucking wand and say, all right, now you're foreman. And maybe that does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you have to speak up and ask for what you want.
Yep. And show that you were, I want to say worthy. Worthy is not a very good word, but, deserving of that.
Correct.
That position.
Yeah. So. Well, before you asked for it, you knew that you'd put in the work to deserve it.
Yep.
And you were probably, correct me if I'm wrong, like a little scared.
Yeah.
Like, shit, now it's all on me.
Yep.
But at the same time, you at least have that confidence from like, I've put in the work for a year or whatever it is. Like, I can do this.
Mm-hmm. And I had good backing with my foreman because he was in the office. So anytime I needed to call him, I'd call him and he'd help me, whatever we needed to do. It was more task orientated, but yeah, it was an unfortunate deal, but it was good. So
did you go to school?
Nah, not really. No,
really.
I dabbled around. I wanted to go to Purdue, but I don't know. I probably have a year and a half of college or so, and that was completely not even directed towards construction or anything like that. I think I wanted to do like motorsports engineering. I'm a big race guy. Yeah.
Oh wow,
yeah,
wow, that's a cool program.
Yep. So, but I decided not to do that. Worked at Discount Tire into management, and then got into construction. So
how about it?
Yeah.
So when do you start bidding work? Why do you start bidding work?
As far as like when I started the business, or what do you mean?
Like you're working as a foreman. I mean, and you said you won these bids and you quit. How did bidding work?
Well, okay, so
and doing work.
I knew that I wanted to start the business. I had an idea of like, all right, I'm going to take 2 to 3 years, and I'm going to do side work because I already talked to the company about it. I was like, hey, I'm starting a business. I'm going to do side work on the weekends. It won't interfere with my work life.
Oh, so you talked to the business?
Yep.
Oh,
they were cool with it. Everything was good. They were like, just don't manipulate your time or anything like that. Make sure that you're work first, and then you can go do your stuff on the weekends or whatever.
That's a smart thing to do.
I talk to them, be upfront.
Well, it drives me. I've had to have this conversation before a few times. It's like, hey, don't be sketchy about it.
Yeah, just tell me. Just tell me.
Like, if you're sketchy about it, it becomes sketchy.
Problem. Yep.
Problem. Like, but if we have a conversation about it, now it's out there. Great. I don't care. Like, I appreciate. Thanks for asking.
Exactly.
Like, let me know what you need. Happy to help. But if you're sketchy about it, it's like, then we're gonna have problems.
That's what I tell my guys too. It's like, because I'm huge on instilling like the entrepreneur mindset, because I don't know, I think it's awesome. And I know that you're an Andy Frisella fan, yeah?
Big time.
Yeah. So he kind of always preaches like, if you guys want to start a business, let me help you get there. Like, help me help you get there. Mm-hmm. And I tell my guys, like, hey, if you guys want to do side work, or if you even if it's not in our industry, if you want to go make T-shirts, like, well, how do we get you there? Yeah. How do we get you there? I want you to work for me, as long as you can, especially if you're a good employee. But if that's what you want to do in your life, man, I don't want to hold you back. Like, let's figure it out together, because I'm always, if we keep that relationship good, we're always going to have that. Even if you go like sell T-shirts or whatever, sure. we're gonna have that good relationship. So, but
well, no, this is part of current talk I give too. It's as someone who has the fortune to lead people, your responsibility, I think, as a human being, is to ultimately become all that you can be. Mm-hmm. Get on your path, and become all that you're capable of becoming. Yep. But then 2, once you're on your path, to help as many people get on their path as possible.
Yep.
And a lot of people, their path is going to be within your business. Sometimes it's not going to be. Yep. But you are better off making sure that they're on their path, whether it's within your business, whether it's outside of your business.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
That's the only way to do it.
Yep, only way.
And it's taken me a while to get to that realization, but now it's like, hey, if somebody's better off outside of our business, who the hell am I to say, no, you should stay? Like, if that's what you genuinely believe, I'll support you.
Yep, absolutely.
All day long. Or at least I'll do my best.
Yep. And that's huge. Like, because you don't want nobody that's like all pissed off coming to work and hating their job and all this stuff. It's like, if it ain't with me, all right, well, what is it? And just caring for others, man. Like, especially if the people that do good for you, man, you need to have their back.
Sure.
So,
what was your first job?
Golf course. Yep. Cart boy.
No.
Oh.
Dirt job. Gotcha.
I
was going to say, you built a golf course?
No, that would be cool.
That's a big dirt job.
Oh, shit. Yeah. First job. I was still with the other company. We did I don't know, it was like 30, 50 foot of 4-inch pipe to a catch basin, and we cored into a manhole. Did that on a Friday afternoon. It was a rain day, actually. Nice. It was a rain day, and so we went out there and did that, and then just little grading jobs past that, and then, like I said, those 2 jobs I got when we were on vacation, and then we started from there. So
okay, so you quit your job, and then what does that look like? How do you start?
Man, it's intimidating, man, as you know, I'm sure. But I did those 2 by myself. I mean, I had a couple guys help me just whenever they could. If it was a rain day, or something like that, they'd come help. But I was by myself for probably 8 months or so, maybe a little longer. Then I hired a guy who's still with me now, one of my foremen. He's a real good kid. But he started with me. He was still in school and just working with me.
In high school or college?
College. Well, no, he was going to college. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not going to college anymore. He's working full time for me, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but hired him. Did some just random stuff, and then we finally got to where we were getting a full crew, and then we would sub off of the bigger guys doing storm or whatever, and we'd go rent a 210 or whatever, and so we did that for a little bit, and then we finally started to get a few of our own contracts, just small. We did a Starbucks, a Panera Bread, just small things like that, side jobs. Now we're more directed towards the neighborhoods, man. I love building neighborhoods. That's what I did at the old company. And I just something about going in the middle of the field, putting pipe in, not having to deal with other trades, or at least in the beginning part. Sure. But so.
Yeah, it's one of the So the first company I worked for, all of the pipe work we did was, well, I was on this big storm drain job, and then I went to this, it was a pressure sewer line. So grade, it wasn't the typical sewer line, really worrying about grade. It was kind of like
more like water
line.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're just blowing it going. We're doing like 1,000+ feet a day, and it's awesome. So much fun.
Are they 20-foot sticks, 14-foot sticks, and gasketed? Is it is it like C900?
Yeah, like C900, 20-foot sticks.
Gotcha.
So we're just sending it. It's awesome. You have an excavator out front digging the trench. You got an excavator in the middle laying pipe. You got a backfill crew.
Yep.
Just one line, full send, awesome.
Yep.
And then I go the next year, work for another company, and it was this massive neighborhood called Verrado up against the mountain. It was the old Caterpillar proving grounds.
Oh, nice.
Or kind of part of it before they moved to Tucson. And that was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in there, you're putting the sewer line in and all the services, and then you come back with the water line down the same street and storm, and you're just out there just digging holes. No fiber line to worry about or whatever it is. Like it's good. It's
great.
Good
Easy going.
Yeah. And then you're like, they leave you alone.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
You and the crew getting shit done. And it's like nothing else matters outside of that little bubble. Just get the pipe in the ground.
That's why I like the neighborhoods. That's why I like, them, because you don't have a GC breathing down your back. Now, I'll have to deal with, the builders and stuff like that, but they're not there every day. They're just go put your pipe in.
Yeah.
Go do your dirt
As
work.
long as it's in when you say it's going to be in, we don't have a problem.
Yep.
And there's no traffic.
Nope.
Like, there's nothing.
Nope. The best.
But like, what kind of subdivisions, neighborhoods, like how big of work do you do now?
So we have anywhere between like 20 and 70 lots ish.
So that's
not
pretty good sized work.
Yeah, not too small. So
no, not at all.
But eventually get into the bigger, like $500,000 or 500,000 square foot warehouses and stuff like that. I don't think that we're quite ready for it yet. We'll get a couple of these neighborhoods done, get through this year, and then next year we'll look into those. But yeah, that's the plan.
How many people are at the company now?
We have 12.
Oh shit! Yeah, so
12.
That's a handful.
Yeah, not too bad. It was last year we grew pretty quick or pretty significantly. We went from the two guy, me and another guy, and then we went to like 5 guys, and then I'd say last year, the year prior, and then last year we made our way up to about the 12 mark. So,
how'd you find guys?
So some of them are friends. Well, our friends. Just some of the guys, say, hey, I got this guy. He may, work out. Really not. I haven't really hired anybody off like LinkedIn or not LinkedIn, but Indeed or anything like that. But just word of mouth, man. Really, just saying, hey, we're trying to do something big. Like I have huge goals. Like and instilling that in the guys, and and I've had just people reach out to me and say, hey, are you hiring? And call him in for an interview, and seemed like a good guy, so let's go to work.
It seems like Will has some big goals too. He's on the other side of town, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like northeast.
Yeah. So you're on the west side. He's on the east side.
I met him like I don't know, probably 2 years ago or so.
I don't know if he listens to this, but if he does, fuck you.
What's up, Will?
Yeah.
But yeah, I met him a few years back, and we kind of were talking, and I don't really know of any younger guys that are like, in their 20s doing kind of on Will's bigger than me. I mean, he's doing a lot bigger stuff right now, and he grew really quick, but
he just took his whole company to
I know, from Mexico. Yeah.
Like
that's a great tax write-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so we're the younger guys in our kind of market, I guess. But man, there's plenty of work out there, and it's like, let's go. Like, let's drive, as he said, the boomers. Like, let's drive the boomers out. Let's get the next generation in here, and let's just kick some ass and lay some pipe. You know what I mean? But
so like, how do other companies view you guys? Is it just like are you just kind of written off?
Kind of, man. I mean, so we kind of get put on the back burner because I'm young. I'm 26 years old. And a lot of the, the builders and the GCs and stuff, they're kind of skeptical because we are a younger company and, we only have, 10, 12 guys. But it's building that relationship with them and, and gaining a trust and saying, hey, look, man, we can do this. We know what we're doing. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it safe. And yeah, just talking and getting people to trust you, getting people to understand like, hey, this kid's legit, he can do it. And,
sure.
Proof's in the pudding. So,
and that's all you need is trust.
Yep.
Like the nice thing about residential is it's not like DOT work.
Yeah. There's a little less of a liability. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's, it's a little, still very price based, but it's a little less. It's at their discretion.
Yep.
So if you give them a good number,
yep,
and they're comfortable with it, they trust you. They can give you the job.
Yep.
They give the job to anybody. They can give the job to their mom if they want.
Yeah.
To.
Yep.
Technically.
Yep. Or the guy that's $200,000 more. But
sure. Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Which happens sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's sometimes
you don't always want to be the cheapest.
You don't. No. I really need to look into it because I've heard in places in Europe they award bids to the second highest bidder.
Really?
Yes. Which, to me, I'm sure there's flaws to it, but it makes a lot more sense than awarding it to the low bidder.
It does. You think about it, it's because it's like, okay, well, these guys, they're bidding it high, but they're gonna do a good job. You're not gonna have to worry about this stuff being wrong.
Well, but it maybe it's not even high at the same time too, because the market would adjust, and now you're less focused on beating the other guy and more so just focused on putting a good number on it.
Yep.
And the number's the number.
Yep.
So if everybody was just focused on putting a good number on it, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Would things be better? Would we have less change orders? Would we have less shitbag contract? I don't know. I have no idea. But I heard about that, and it's like, because I think a lot of our problems stem from the system. I think the system contractors work in works against contractors in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And it's always about how do we, it's very adversarial. It's the contractor is always getting squeezed by the owner, and then and then it goes the other way. The contractor's always like, how do I squeeze back?
Yep.
Then there's lawsuits and so it's just all kinds of it's just a cluster all around. What if everybody was friends, huh?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like I think that comes down to having the good relationship with the owner or the GC. We're working with a company right now, and man, we've had like 4 change orders that were not anybody's fault really, other than just time. And always upfront, always communicating, saying, "Hey, man, like this, we need $30,000 more worth of stone here," and it's by nobody's fault because just the scenario of the job. But I go to them, say, "Hey, this is what we need to do." He's like, "All right, cool. We'll tell the owner. We'll talk to him. We got a good relationship with them," and it gets passed. So obviously we're out there to save everybody money, and everybody needs to make money. But if you have that relationship with whoever you're working for, and you're upfront and honest and show, hey man, like this is what it is, it's a lot less stressful.
That's the thing. It's just less stressful.
Yep.
It's like, I don't want to go brawl with somebody.
I don't want to have this conversation saying, shit, I need another $75,000.
Well, and like to prove that I'm right and you're wrong, and I don't know, and I don't know what I'm doing or talking about, but at the same time, I think a lot needs to change on the contract side of things.
Yeah, a lot of the GCs and the owners or whatever, they need to like look at it as a mindset as we're a team. Like everybody's a team here.
Yes.
We're one goal in mind is to get this project done and for everybody to make money.
Yes.
But as soon as they start saying, "Oh no, you you can't back charge me on that," or whatever, here and there, then that's when shit goes sideways.
Well, I've always had my qualm with GCs. I like civil contractors because they own the work and they own the workforce.
Yeah.
So everybody, there is always like the equipment departments, like screw those guys and screw these guys and screw those guys. Like there is that infighting within especially a big company, but everybody ultimately is on the same team. And there's that humility associated with it.
Yep.
What I don't like with some general contractors, there's great general contractors out there, but there's also some.
Yeah.
They're so entitled.
Yeah.
And it's all about them.
Yep.
And
they
all
don't care
their
about anybody else.
all their subcontractors they're just hammers and nails.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Get your shit done.
They're the ones that are valuable. They're the ones that control the show.
Mm-hmm.
They know best. And everybody else, you're replaceable. You're a subcontractor. We don't care.
Yep.
I hate that.
Yep. It's not. It's not good. Not a way to be a GC.
Well, it's not a way to just be a company.
Yeah. No kidding.
The ones that are going to win long term are how do we care for everybody?
Yep.
How do I make sure that my subcontractor's business is sound?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because if he ain't winning, I'm probably not going to win either.
Because I can't build a building without that guy.
Yep.
Digging the hole or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the same thing with a contractor like you guys. You know, you're better off. Your customer's better off.
Mm-hmm.
The same principle.
Yep. Yep.
So you're mostly doing residential right now?
Yeah, we got a couple small commercial jobs we're finishing up, but we're about to start a neighborhood, so we're pretty stoked on it.
Do you ever go to the Starbucks you help build?
I haven't yet.
I helped. You see this drive-thru?
But I drive by it.
You're
I was like, oh yeah, I did that.
You're like talking to the lady at the drive-thru, like, pretty cool drive-thru, huh? Like, you know who did it?
Me.
Yeah, this guy. And she's like, here's your latte. Get the hell out of here.
Me and one of my guys talk all the time. It's like, you know, we're going to drive past some of these places when we're 30 years old and be like, I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, that parking lot right there? Pretty sweet, huh? How has the residential market been in Indianapolis?
So it's slowing down, but some people, I've talked to the colleagues and stuff like that, and they're like kind of worried about it and stuff like that. And like, oh shit, 08's going to come. And it's like, man, I'm not necessarily worried about it. Like, there's a lot of people needing a lot of houses. So, and you see it slowing down a little bit, but there are also the new sections that are, 150 lots or whatever here and there. But the ones that have like Section 5, Section 6, Section 7, those are still going. But I mean, like I said, I think it'll slow down a little bit, continue to slow down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be, where we're going to be out of work.
When you're small enough where you can weasel your way around if needed.
Figure it out.
It's the bigger guys that need the hundreds of lots.
Yep. The
per
big
subdivision.
Capital,
To keep the equipment running, the payments going.
Yep. Eventually we'll get there, but maybe in a better market.
Have you bought equipment or how have you done the equipment?
Yeah. We, my first piece of equipment was a 259 D3 skid steer. And then we have bought a 926 loader. And then we're doing an RPO, which is rental purchase. You know what that is. On case, a case 250 and a case 721 loader. Really? Case 721 loader, man, those things are hosses. They're nice pieces of equipment. But
do you like it better than the Cat?
I don't really have a preference. I mean, Caterpillar's Cat. It's nice. But Case, the local case dealer up there, they taken care of me since I was, doing, the under or the little drains. So they showed me the attention. That's kind of why I've given them more of the business. But
explain how RPO works.
So
for that loader, for example,
basically, so I'm renting this piece of equipment for $6,000-$7,000 a month, whatever it be. Well, if I sign a contract saying, hey, I'm going to rent this for 6 months, I get 100% of my rental. So 6,000 or whatever times 6 months, then I have a chunk of equity in this machine, and then I can finance it. So, because, when you go to buy a bigger piece of equipment like that, you need, 20, 30, 40 grand down. And that allows you to do it. If you're going to rent it anyways, you might as well do that, because then in 6 months and it's an option. So if you don't want it, it's like, all right, we just rented it, turn it back in.
And the option's the key part, because I've seen people without the option, and then you don't have flexibility. Yeah. Like that, then you're it's like, why rent it at that point? Because rental is what gives you the flexibility.
Yep.
But if you have the option,
yep.
So at the end of 6 months, you can, or 6 times 6, $36,000 to that down payment, or you can say, here's your loader.
Yep. Thanks for letting me use it.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a good deal either way.
Yeah. Have you ever been up here?
I've always wanted to go.
Dude, it's cool.
I've never got an invite to the Tomahawk.
I'll have to talk to some of my case guys, but so the local dealer, they asked me, and this was like 2 months ago or so, they asked me, they were like, "Hey, you want to go to Tomahawk?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go to Tomahawk." So they took me and one of my guys up
Where
there.
Is it? Like Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's like way up in Wisconsin, like almost to Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But they have 400 acres up there, and it's their proving grounds. And we go there. We're in log cabins, like a top shelf bar. Like there's just smoothing. Oh, dude, we had this steak that was this freaking big.
Nice.
And whatever you want.
Was it a tomahawk steak?
I don't think so.
Oh,
no.
bummer. Missed opportunity.
But it was good. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But so they took us up there for like 3 days, and then the next day we would go. We would learn some, the case history, and then we would go on the bus, go around the corner, and you drive back in the middle of the woods, and it's just this huge open area. There's like 30 excavators, like 10 loaders. I'd never seen a mining loader before, and do
they have big machines?
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest one, like the loader, and from what I know, I'm pretty sure the loaders are the biggest, like sort. But and then they were just like, "All right, have at it," and there was like 30 of us, and then we just went out and ran these pieces of equipment, dug holes, and yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Have you seen the Minotaur, the DL?
Yeah, it is.
Or
whatever. I appreciate it, but it's also so ridiculous.
It's very not practical because you can't see.
Well, I've looked at it. I'm like, I appreciate when manufacturers try new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like shitting all over stuff. Like, I think there needs to be more innovation.
Yep.
I love try it out. Let's make a skid steer into a bulldozer. Great.
And then let's listen. Listen to what they have to say.
But I look at it, I'm like, I think I would just rather have a small bulldozer.
Yep. A dozer. Yep.
Because like, it's too heavy.
A for effort.
Yeah. It's like, it's too big of a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to put that in a backyard.
No.
So now it's not really like it doesn't have the versatility of a skid steer.
Yep.
And then it's kind of a dozer, but it's like, well, if you're going to push stuff, I would just get a dozer because it's a purpose-built machine for it.
You just have a big skid steer or a small dozer.
But I'm just the peanut gallery. I look at it. There's this one guy I know. It's Dirt Perfect.
Yeah.
He's running
Southern
one right
Indiana.
now. Yeah. He's running one right now. And it's a hoot to watch because they're just hogging with this thing. It's just
the other day
monster machine,
clod of dirt.
It's hilarious. But then at the same time, like I would never spend my money on that.
Yep.
So, but I appreciate it though.
Yes, absolutely.
And it got a lot of people talking about case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even for marketing value.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So no Minotaur purchase yet.
No, not one of those.
Can you even buy one?
Yeah, you get them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a hefty price, but
that's the other thing. They're really expensive.
Yeah, might as well buy a dozer at that point. It's like,
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then resale's probably better on dozer.
Yeah.
Again, I appreciate how they're trying.
Yep,
things.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yes, yeah, it is cool. Have you ever seen some of the stuff Laterno did back in the day?
I don't think so.
They just did some crazy shit. Like this guy essentially pioneered a lot of modern heavy equipment.
Yeah.
But they would try all kinds of crazy things out, just smush machines together and just try it. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's how you innovate. You just try stuff out.
Yep. It works. It works. If it don't,
if it works, it works.
Back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like kind of have your machines.
Yep.
Like when does a new machine come up? I can't even tell you.
You have generations, but no like new things.
No, and I'm not going to go to Con Expo in a few months. I don't think I'm going to have my socks knocked off by anything.
Yeah,
like it's pretty predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, your new excavator.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Yep.
Wow, 23% more efficient.
Yep.
Check.
Cool.
Great. Like, and I think this Con Expo is going to be a lot of battery equipment.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that. And then I think Case did have a cool backhoe loader last
They have, I don't know if this is a concept. I saw it somewhere, but it's like a methane powered.
I feel like they had it at loader.
Yeah.
It
was a concept for sure. I'm pretty sure. But
they're starting to, Liebherr had a hydrogen powered excavator at Bauma.
Oh yeah. Was that cool over there?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. The scale of it was what was cool.
Huge.
But I didn't go there and was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, this is innovation. I wasn't blown away by anything. I feel like, you know how the automotive manufacturers, they'll have the show like the Detroit Auto Show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember growing up, I was so excited to see the pictures from the Detroit Auto Show.
Mm-hmm.
And in the magazine, in the car magazine, because they'd have all the concept cars in there.
Yep.
And you were just like,
oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. It would just capture your imagination. Like, oh my God, we're going to the future. This is crazy. Now, none of them are ever really built. But I like how they do that. They do it to just be ridiculous and to try new shit out. And maybe manufacturers do it behind the scenes, but I don't know. You don't see a lot of it.
You think like Cat and all these big names and stuff, they don't do that because it's like, well, we have this one thing and it's stuck for however many years. So we're just going to keep updating it, but we're not going to do anything different.
I think that's the whole industry.
Yeah.
The status quo. That's the easy path. It's proven. It's making them a shitload of money. Why would I deviate?
Yep.
The why is, well, workforce. Like, you think we have a problem now? We have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
It's only beginning. It's not getting any better.
No.
It is dramatically getting worse after this in the next 10 years.
Yep.
So that's going to be the catalyst. That's going to force everybody's hand. But until then, until they're really forced, they're starting to feel pressure now. But even now, it's like, let's just keep this down. I would be doing the same thing if I were them.
Yeah, I mean, making money. I mean,
we're printing money right now.
Yeah.
Why am I going to try anything new?
Yep.
So
I get it, but so I don't know. Something's got to change in the whole scheme of it. I mean,
well, and then when manufacturers do try shit, like I just did, people just talk shit about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's so close-minded. They're like, that's stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. That would never work here. Like, I don't know. Have you tried it? Like, you don't even know that. You're just you're talking on something completely theoretical at the moment. You have no idea if it'll actually work or not. So I think that's part of it too.
You excited for Con Expo? Other than
I'm really excited for Con Expo.
Yeah.
Have you been before?
No, I wanted to go in 2020. And then I was like, all right, I'm going in 23. And then baby's coming. So baby's due March 5th. Yep. So
man, you timed that wrong.
I know.
Well, March 5th. It's March 10th. So perfect.
No kidding. We'll bring him with us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, honestly, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I need to watch what I say. It's really cool. But the real value is all of the people.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to meet people from, out west and
it's awesome.
South and stuff and just talk and be like, all right, what did you do? Yeah. Like, how did you get here? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's all right.
That's the real value. People go there and like I said, I think you would go there and be just like, yeah, because you can kind of get all of that on social media now.
Yep. Yeah. No kidding.
Like I can kind of see the latest tilt rotator and the latest Trimble technology and the latest next gen dozer. Like I can kind of get all that on the internet now. So I don't necessarily need to go to a trade show to go get educated. And I'm not a contractor. Maybe I have the wrong idea. But I think the next, like the value for somebody younger is going and meeting people, talking to people, because our industry is such a silo. It's all in these little microcosms.
Yep.
Like, for example, I didn't even know of the Heritage Group until a year ago.
Yeah.
They're huge. Big time in Indiana.
Yep.
Indianapolis. You go outside that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Like,
don't know.
And that's every region has those companies.
Yep.
Because it's just so we're in this market.
Yep.
And maybe some markets are bigger than others, but if you're in the Midwest, I'm not going to hear about you in the Southwest.
Nope.
So I think social media also helps bridge the gap between the smaller contractors, but at the same time, there's just no place to interact with that many contractors.
Yeah, exactly.
In the industry.
Yeah.
For now.
Not in the States. You think? Yeah.
For now. You said you have big plans?
Yeah.
You're not the only guy with big plans.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I think there's opportunity for more of that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's more people centric and less equipment centric.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do the equipment.
Yep.
They're doing very well at it.
Yep.
If you're listening to this, I recommend everybody go to ConExpo.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome time.
Yeah.
But I think there's also an opportunity, instead of the entire spotlight being on the machines,
But
let's
more
create an
people.
event that's entirely focused on the people.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Nice, man.
Well, you go to, this was the thing about Bauma.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a workforce problem right now.
Yep.
It's the same in Europe.
Really?
Same in Germany. Yeah. Any developed nation has a workforce problem, unless the government has a very heavy hand. And the government helps in Germany substantially with their tech programs. It's amazing. Much, much better than the States. But they still have a workforce problem because they have an aging population. So what happens is, when a country develops, you transition from, like the United States, like mining and farming and this and that. You transition from rural America into urban America. And I just heard this explained the other day, and it made perfect sense. You transition. So everybody having a lot of kids out here, because it's free labor, it helps on the farm. The more kids, the better. The more kids, the better the family does. But then you go to a city, and now you start having less kids because kids are expensive.
Yep.
Kids are hard to have in a city.
Less place to put them.
Yeah. So what happens is you have the population, it goes from a huge population of younger people and less old people, to then it kind of evens out, to then it goes more old people, less young people, as you transition. And we've transitioned. And that's where we're at now. Is I looked at a graph yesterday. You look from 1948 to now, the number of people over the age of 60, that line is steeply increasing.
Yeah.
And then you look at the number of people 16 to like 25 or whatever it was, just flat.
No kidding.
Flat. So everybody's like, where'd the young kids go? Well, that's what happened is the demographic of the country.
That's
has
interesting.
changed. Yeah. So anyway, that was a whole tangent. Stuff I'm learning. But you talk so you go to a place like Germany, any developed nation, having this problem, and then everybody's talking about workforce development. But then you go to Bauma, biggest trade show in the world, biggest industry trade show in the world.
Yep.
And you'd think you'd hear a lot about workforce development, what we're doing for the sake of developing the workforce. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. I mean, here or there.
Yeah, but not, spotlighted.
And what do I know? But if I were in that position, or at least a manufacturer, I would be thinking, how do I position myself to solve the customer's biggest problem right now? Which is not, what machine do I buy? It is, how the hell do I get someone in that machine?
Yep.
And automation is part of the solution. Technology is part of the solution, whether we like it or not. It is. But it's not.
No.
It is so far off.
Still have to have somebody know what they're doing.
Yeah. And it is not.
And willing to do it.
The secret magic potion.
Yeah.
I just thought that was telling.
So I never really paid attention to our industry much before. Don't know why. I mean, but
before you were in it?
Yeah. But I think it's cooler shit. I mean, what we do is just awesome. And I think a lot of the young bucks think the same, man. And so I think a lot of guys, or a lot of younger guys too, are hungry as well. They just don't necessarily know it, I guess. Because I don't know about you, but like I didn't really have my entrepreneur bone didn't really grow until I was 21 or so, and was thinking about it. And but like if we can instill the dream in guys, like hey, this is where we want to go. We want to buy a 390 one day, because it's cool, and it more than just because it's cool, but we want to grow big and we want to do awesome things, and getting those young guys on board that are willing to work hard and willing to I hate this kind of phrase, but climb the ladder, if you will, and it's just hard. It's hard to get those guys to understand, or to more so instill that dream, because the stuff is cool, but at the same time, it's like, oh man, I don't want to go shovel. That's hard. But the more that we can show them, hey, this is not only a place to make good money, but to grow with a culture and to just enjoy the guys that you're working with, man. That's a big thing too, because sometimes guys are just like, they don't get along, and you gotta get everybody on the same page of a team.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing with you too is how many people are out there like you were.
Yeah.
Working sales at Discount Tire.
Yep.
How many people are out there haven't interacted with construction before?
Yep.
Haven't thought about it as a career before.
Mm-mm.
Millions of people.
Oh yeah.
That are young.
Yep.
That if we
can show them,
and then if more importantly can provide the right pathways for them.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Exactly.
There you go.
Yep.
I always everybody is so fixated on schools, which I think is great.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to schools. But someone who's in high school, 16 years old.
Yep.
They're still 2 years away.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs people now.
Yep.
So I need to find people in the workforce already.
Yep.
There's a lot of people I'm not talking about tire sales specifically, but in dumb jobs and dumb careers that could be so much more fulfilled in our world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That just
don't know it.
They just don't know it. And then there's not a pathway there.
Yep.
There has to be a pathway.
Mm-hmm.
People, you have to make it a little less risky.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if it's go do it, but you have to figure it out, well, I'm less likely to go leave my job paying me good money today.
Yep.
I need to see
how we're going to do it. How am I going to get there? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because, I mean, if somebody would have came to me, when I was maybe, 18, 19, 20 years old and said, hey, you want to come do this? I probably would have, depending. Because I had a good what I was doing, doing sales and stuff. But if somebody were to come to me and say, hey, there's a program or if you will, of we want to get you into the trade, we want to teach you how to do this, and then in a few years' time or however long it may be, you could be a foreman, you could be a leader of this team and doing really cool stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen how big a 349 is, but go see one, go stand next to it.
Sure.
And tell me you don't think that's cool.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. Like finding the path of, comfort for that person, that individual, is tricky.
It's tricky, but we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. It is interesting too how you compete from a labor standpoint, not just on pay, for example,
mm-hmm.
but it's largely on you guys. Indy is weird because it's union and non-union.
Mm-hmm.
It's both, right? Yep. So you're probably competitive enough on pay. You're non-union.
Non-union. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Competitive enough on pay, but you're selling all those people a lot more, and that is a purpose, and that is the opportunity to be part of something.
Yep. Build something great.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so the previous generations, a job was enough.
Mm-hmm.
A good job that paid them a check every week. That's hard to find.
Yep.
That's good for me. Now I can go get a job anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I need a reason why I should be at this job. So you have to give them
a reason.
That why.
Yep.
A lot of times. Big picture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And with a company like yours, it's attractive to be a part of that because it's there's big goals, big dreams, growing. Like, this is sweet. We're kicking ass. We're building something. I'm happy to be here.
Yep. That's what I try to instill in my guys. Like, guys, I'm trying to go to the top, and I want you guys to come with me.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but you got an awesome setup here, man. Not just your podcast room, but your whole office area. This is awesome.
I appreciate it.
Very first form. I get the vibe, if you will. A very Andy Frisella.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know when I've been to First Form twice now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever met Andy?
I have met Andy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And Sal.
Yeah.
I got to spend a lot of time with Sal, which was super cool.
Really?
Yeah. It was awesome. But I went to an event at First Form headquarters. It must have been May of 2021.
Yeah.
When I was kind of building this place. I got my inspiration from a lot of different places.
Yeah.
But it was a very expensive event to go to.
Yeah.
But I went because I mostly, like, the content there, the speakers, hearing Andy and Ed talk and others, that was cool.
Yep.
But what was really cool was I wanted to go to First Form.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it.
Yep.
I wanted to go
to
Andy's farm and see it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go to Andy's house and see it. Yep. And we went to the
old house
events at each one of them.
Yeah.
And Ed talks a lot about this, is if you want something, like say you want Ferrari, for example, putting a picture of a Ferrari on the wall, that's really powerful. That's great.
Oh,
you're looking at it every day. You're motivated. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thinking about it, great. But then what if you go to the Ferrari dealership?
Yep. You see one.
And you see one.
Yep.
And can I sit in it?
Yep.
And you
power of manifestation.
You picture yourself in that Ferrari. You're getting closer to it.
Yep.
And then you get a little further along. You can't buy a Ferrari yet, but maybe you have the opportunity to go to one of these like racetrack experiences. Drive a Ferrari.
Yep.
Drive a Ferrari.
Yep.
Exactly. And now you're driving a Ferrari. Now you're even closer. Like, fuck, this is cool.
Yep.
Then the next step, like 126.
Yep.
You're maybe driving a Ferrari one day.
Yep.
It's yours. It's not someone else's.
Manifest it. Yep. So did you get that? Did you go there in kind of spirit of wanting to manifest and do something and learn and say, all right, this is what I want?
I wanted to it's just motivating to see what's possible.
Yeah.
Like I didn't look at it and be like, I want this, because that's for them.
Yep.
That's not for me.
Different.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is what they were able to achieve in this amount of time in this market by just putting in work.
Yep.
That's fucking
doing the
cool.
work. Yep.
Yeah. And I just like to be around that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go do something similar, but for our industry in our way.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Go big.
Yeah.
Go really
That's cool.
big.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read the book, the Power, the Magic of Thinking Big. The Power of Thinking Big.
Yeah, that's on my
but yeah, like not everybody has it, man. Not everybody like has the bigger dreams and goals and stuff like that. But the power of thinking big, that's what it's called, I think. But you know, if you don't shoot for the stars, you're probably not going to get anywhere remotely close of where you want to be, you know?
Yeah.
Set the huge high goals. And then, you know, if you do fall short, like Andy says, if you do fall short, well, you're probably going to be a lot closer than if you just, you know, were shooting to be average. You know what I mean?
Well, in that, we got a good lesson in that last year. We started a software company from nothing. So we had, you know, started the year with nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of a blueprint, but we were still somewhat working it out and developing here or there. Launched a product in May, fully in May. So it's January. So we've been going 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah.
And we've already done 7 figures plus in sales.
Nice.
And we thought we would go way beyond that. We were way too unrealistic, and that fucked us in a few different ways at the end of the year. And we're still figuring it out now. I don't want to say we've learned our lesson, figured it out, but it was a painful lesson. But that said, I was thinking about it this morning on my run. I'm like, we did 7 figures in software sales.
Yep.
In 8 months.
Yep.
From nothing.
Why wasn't it more?
Like, that, well, but that like, I tried to take a moment to be like,
wow,
that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome.
Like that's pretty neat. So would we have done that if we didn't have those ridiculous goals and think anything's possible before? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But there's value in sending it.
Oh yeah.
But then there's also, once you start employing people and people are depending on you.
Yep. You got to dial back just a little
bit. There's the balance of,
hey,
this is going to happen, but it needs, you don't control that.
Yep.
So you don't control when it happens. You can't just force it and say it's going to happen on this date. I've learned that that's not possible. So I want to maintain my sense of belief, but also I want to understand that patience is involved.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to let things bake a little bit.
Just let it play out.
Yeah. So that's where we're at now, is like, let's
marinate a little bit.
Let's let this thing bake.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's leave it in the oven a little bit. It's good. It's looking good. Temperature's fine.
Yep.
Just give it a little time.
Yep.
And then we can think about what's next.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I was running this morning thinking about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Share on social media.
Yeah. I dabbled a little bit on TikTok. And if I did more, I probably would have more followers and stuff. Yeah. But Patterson Excavating on Instagram. I'm Mr. Shane Patterson on Instagram, and then I don't know what my TikTok is, but you'll probably find it somewhere out there. Instagram.
TikTok. TikTok. I only post. Yeah. I've never scrolled on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. Never. I have 500,000 TikTok followers.
Damn.
Just by accident.
By accident.
Just by posting the dumb tractor photo videos, which is crazy. But then I've also heard that they give you more followers on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a weird algorithm.
Yeah. And then it's been way easier to get followers than anywhere else. And then I know the Chinese are taking everything. I get it. But it's also, I've heard so many times over the past year. I go back and forth because I've heard so many times over the past year. Follow you on TikTok. I'm like, TikTok? I don't even use TikTok. But that's where that whole next generation is.
Yep.
And if that's one of the key target demographics, we have to be there too.
Yep.
So I go back and forth. I'm like, I really don't like, there's something fishy here.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like to accomplish our mission. I need to go reach younger people.
Yep.
As much as I can. If this is where they are, I need to be there too.
Yep.
And it goes back and forth.
Yep. That's the thing is I want to be more on social media because I don't necessarily, I know for a fact that it's not going to get me business per se. Maybe, here and there a little bit, or I saw you or whatever, but more importantly, showing the younger generation, like, hey, you can do this, or hey, you can come to a badass startup company, like the owner's young and really just work alongside and do something big. And so that's, I wish I had more confidence, I guess, if you will, to post more. But
you'd be surprised. Like LinkedIn, for example, business standpoint.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I've met a few of the home developers on LinkedIn.
It's amazing. Like almost every really solid relationship I have right now has originated from social media.
Really?
Yep.
That's good.
Company wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
I wouldn't employ anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of my friends all met through social media. So I always look at people are so bummed out about social. Oh, it's a waste of time. This and that. I'm like, yeah, it's a total waste of time. I see the dumbest shit on social media.
Yeah, no kidding.
But at the same time, if you use it as a tool, it is amazing.
Yep.
The value you can create in your life.
Yep.
And it disappoints me when people just use it to
waste time
about. Yeah. Because I'm like, you have no idea the power that you have on your phone right now. If you were to just be deliberate about it.
No, but I'm sitting here looking at videos of a cat.
Yeah. And it's like, watch your cat videos and then go do something productive.
Yeah.
I watch dumb cat videos too, of course. But then I do something productive.
Yep. Yeah. That's it too, man. Like you gotta pivot, and always, if you got a time where you're finding yourself just being lazy, doing something fucking off, pivoting to doing something that's productive will, because a lot of people get in a rut, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And will just, not have any motivation to do anything. But like, if you just do it, you just get up and do something, go on a run or whatever.
Yeah.
My gosh, man, it'll catapult things you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. Going on a run, it's not going to kill you.
No.
It's good for you.
Yep.
Or go on a walk.
Yeah. No kidding. Just
you don't even need to run.
Go move.
Yeah. Oh, you can't run? Just walk.
Yep.
You can walk.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not asking for very much here.
Yep.
Yeah. Just do something. Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming by.
Thanks for having me, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Hopefully you, have a healthy child and enjoy your baby moon.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I just learned what that was the other day.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was until you said something.
I had no idea that was a thing, but here we are.
Yeah,
so this is a good place for it.
Yep, for sure, man.
Right on.
I appreciate it, brother.